you can't keep me from fishing. I mean, I got to go every day or every other day. I just eat, sleep, fish, and and do my hobby. It's enjoyable. I'm Bernard Pease Jr. I'm over here at Lake Elmo State Park, where I started fishing 70 years ago, and I was wrongfully convicted of a homicide in 1984. I was 26. Now I'm 67, and I grew up fishing with my dad, his brothers, all over the state. I used to work here when I was a kid. People used to have to pay 50 cents to get in, $3 for a boat and carload. So it was interesting summers around here and winter when I ice fished. The biggest memory and the most favorite trips was with my dad and my mom. We bonded close when we were fishing. We got to know each other more, and we understood each other more. And we went mainly on the Bighorn pretty much every weekend. And it was a competition between him and me and my mom, who would catch the most, who would catch the biggest. And usually I'd end up netting their fish. And it was just exciting to, be in that environment with my mom and dad. I tried talking my dad into us going into the guide service and outfitting. We had 2 masonry companies, and it was hard work. I mentioned it a couple times and didn't get no answer. But after I was incarcerated and he was still working at 70, 75 years old, he told me one day on the phone, he says, "I wish the hell I would have listened to you." He says, "I'm out here breaking my back and not enjoying it." He says, "You were right. Fishing, guide service, is not really work, but it's enjoyable, and still you're getting paid for it." He was almost in tears when he told me that on the phone. When I caught a cutthroat the other day, I told Mom, "This one's for you." And I know what she would say. I use that size for bait. That was her saying when somebody caught one even this big. I use that size for bait. But they were in my heart all my life. One of my mom and dad's wishes when we cremated them to have their ashes spread on the Bighorn River, and we haven't been able to do that yet because of my sister's health, and we want just immediate family to be there. And every fish we catch, we're going to say, "Mom and Dad, this is for you guys." I got a friend that I met in MSP, Montana State Prison, 25 years ago. Every day we would talk about fishing, going fishing when we got out, doing hobby, and our dream has finally come true.
My name is Robert Goki. Everybody calls me Bobo. I met Bernie actually 25 years ago. We were both doing time and we were both in Shelby. We were both in F-Pod. We've been hanging pretty tough. Not only there, out here too. We're constantly together. We talk to each other at least twice a day on the phone. For people who have done a lot of time, you try to keep your friends to one or two. You don't want to have a big crowd, and you want to have the same kind of things. So we were both into hobby, and necklaces, and leather work, and horsehair, and everything that he did, we were doing. He'd sneak over to my room, or I'd sneak over to his room, and we'd sit there and we'd talk. One of the things that we got out right off the bat, I said, I want to know what you're in for. And he told me right there, and this was 25 years ago, he said, I didn't do this crime, Bobo. He said, I'm telling you right now, they got the wrong person. For some reason, I believed Bernie right off the bat. But to hang around somebody that's been falsely accused of a crime, and having to defend him every now and again, it's different. One of the things that I have learned over the years that I have to do, and I have to do the next right thing. The next right thing is going fishing. Me and Bernie started making plans of getting out years and years and years ago, what we were going to do. You know, we do a lot other than fishing, but we do a lot of fishing, at least 3 times a week. He's up here every day. He pulls hundreds and hundreds of fish out of here. You wouldn't think that, the stoic Bernie that he is now, but he's got a great sense of humor. We laugh a lot. We tell jokes and we tell stories. Like we just went up to the Yellowtail and we fished last weekend. And we spent all weekend sleeping in a tent this far from each other and telling jokes before we went to bed. And, it's just, he's got a kind of dry sense of humor. Quite frankly, I couldn't do life out here without him. He's that close to me, and I look out for him. And Linda, his sister, knows. We become pretty good friends. A lot of it's due to fishing. Someday, hopefully, in the near future, he will be exonerated. It'll be different. Bernie, have that weight off his shoulders, and to be able to stand tall and say they wrongly convicted me. And to be able to say that and to believe it and to know it is going to be a big weight off his shoulders.
It's all about getting out, the peacefulness, the quietness, relaxing, try to think about what I'm going to do in my future, which is kind of hard, but I'm working on it. My goal is I want to finish out my life, what's left of it, guiding and fishing. That's always been my passion, hunting and fishing. Being in nature, after being locked up so long, I just can't get enough of being outside. And I don't know, it's hard to describe, It's freedom for me right now.